Hello, thank you for joining me here in beautiful North Devon in England. My name is David Charles, international psychic medium, and today I'm doing a reading for you entitled, What is he thinking about you now? What is he thinking about you now? My most popular title, I do it around once a month. It could be what is she thinking about you, of course, doesn't have to be a bloke. So, pick a card reading, as you know, probably if you watched me before. Thank you if you've subscribed, by the way. Thank you to all my subscribers. I do really appreciate it. I love all of you. So you have 4 packs of cards, 1, 2, 3 and 4. 4 to choose from. You may like the crystals. You may want to go with your intuition. Choose a pack, 1, 2, 3 or 4. 1, 2, 3 or 4. You may want to pause the video or phone a friend, but pick a pack if you like, 1, 2, 3 or 4. We'll move these up there. Now this is a pick a card reading, and it's a timeless reading, which means you can find it today. You can find it next year or 10 years from now. It makes no difference. You'll find this reading when your spirit guides want you to find it. So if you've chosen this pack, number 1, there'll be a message in here for you somewhere, and the same applies to the others. And I'll put the timestamps below, down there, so you can go straight to the number you've chosen. So, what is he thinking about you now? Or what is she thinking about you now? Timeless reading. Let's take a look. These have been shuffled, by the way. Trying to save time. No theme tunes, no credits. We get straight on with it. So I'm going to do this reading for you, and then at the end of this we're going to do some oracle cards, there they are, to see if they back up what I've told you. And then I'm going to give you 6 lucky numbers. Numbers for lotteries, casinos, what else? When you're playing cards, anything. Lucky numbers that can change your luck, and they really can change your luck for the better. So stay with me till the end. You don't want to miss the lucky numbers. They're magic numbers chosen by me earlier with the help of my spirit guides, and they're lucky numbers that could help you. 6 of them later. One more thing to mention today is a slight change. Today I'm going to invite you to ask questions. If you'd like me to ask me a question about your love life or your financial life or career, pop them down below and I'll mention them next time, and do it especially for you. I'll call your name out if you want me to, mention it if you don't want me to, and you don't have to use your real name anyway. So next time I'll be answering questions that people, if anyone does, have asked me to ask. And my readings are usually every few days, depending on what's going on. But so if you want to ask me questions about your own private problems, put them down below and I'll try to answer them for you next time. And please subscribe if you haven't already done so. So now, here we go, number 1. Let's tell you the negatives first. What is he thinking about you today, now? I'll tell you the negatives first, and then we do the positives at the end, so stay with me. Let's get rid of the negatives, get them out of the way, and there aren't many negatives. If your love life is linked to your career, then things have been going pretty hard lately. I think your career itself is going pretty hard. But I can't see many negatives here at all. There are indications, some flirtations. So if it's a man you're looking at, he could be a bit flirtatious, or he could be a bit irritating. The sort of chap that's always on the go, hard worker, but very rarely sits down. That can irritate some people, but that may not be the one you're looking at. Of course, it could be a lady. As I said, it could be what is she thinking about you now. But if you're seeing someone that is flirtatious, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're cheating on you, although of course some people will be, and this won't apply to all of you. Just take in what resonates and ignore the rest, or choose a different pack. You can have more than one pack. So number 1, at the moment, I think you're waiting for something to happen, and things are about to take off. I really cannot see negatives here. I don't think it's a reading that's too lovey-dovey. So that means some of you may have been together for a while with this person, or it could be fairly new, but that doesn't mean that won't change. Now, a lot of readings indicate pregnancies. This one actually indicates 2 pregnancies. So are you pregnant, number 1, or is it someone you know, or both? And I believe that somebody, and I'm sticking my neck out now, somebody that you know or you is having twins, carrying twins, okay? Or you may have just done it, or had them. So I believe that you're a person that likes to share love. So number 1, you're a kind, giving person who likes to love everybody. And some people don't bother showing their appreciation. But that's the way you are. You won't change that, and neither should you. But I think you're a person that likes to share everything. You share what you own, you're generous to a fault, and you like to give people things. And when Christmas comes, or birthdays, you enjoy giving more than you do receiving. And that's a lovely thing to have. Not many people have that. And it's genuine as well. You really love to give people things so you can see the reaction on their face and see how it makes them smile and feel good, and hopefully they appreciate it. So things for you in your love life, I believe, with this man or woman, the question is, what are they thinking about you today or now? I believe that they're thinking they would like to get a bit closer than you've been recently. And it may be that you've grown a bit distant from each other for some reason. For some of you, I think this person has moved away, not literally, but moved away from your love. He or she's distanced themselves in some way, which is a shame. But I believe that they want that back, but they don't really necessarily know it. And I think it's time, number one, for you to take a few risks, because I think there's something that you've been toying with, a lot of you, thinking about trying, but sort of a bit hesitant because you're a bit nervous about it. The message here is quite clear. Take a chance, don't be reckless, but take a chance on love. Is that the name of a song? I think it is. And I think you'll find that when you share love to other people, it's going to be returned, particularly from this man or lady that we're looking at. We call them the person in question. But I think what you're about to see is growth, expansion, and things moving in the right direction. I'm not saying, I often use this phrase, that you look like Romeo and Juliet, but I always say they died anyway, didn't they? So don't read that book, because that's ruining the end of that. But I don't necessarily see you riding off into the sunset on a white horse with this person just yet, but that could come. As I mentioned, some of you may have known each other for years. Some of you may just be meeting or about to fall in love, and I think that's going to happen for a lot of you. But at the moment, it feels to me that there's something missing, or you feel there is, but it's not true. I think that there's nothing missing, except possibly that you're giving out more love than you're getting in, which is often the case with these readings. That's why people watch these readings, of course. And that may be why you're watching it. And if you've chosen number one, and as I said, it's a timeless reading, you'll find it when your spirit guides want you to find it. You've chosen this from hundreds of cards here, number one, so there will be messages in here for you somewhere. It won't all resonate, but some of it will. And if you want a reading with me on the phone, privately, from anywhere in the world, go to my website, davidcharlespsychic.com, and you can get me on there and book me on there. And if I'm not available, one of the team that work for me will help you, and I only employ the best. So my team are the elite, and they'll look after you. That's davidcharlespsychic.com. Remember, you can ask me questions below, and I'll answer them next time. In a few days, my next reading, I'll mention your name if you want me to, or I won't if you don't. But I'll answer your love questions next time, just for you. So put them down there, subscribe if you would, and give me a like if you like it. Right, back to the script. I think while we're looking at this, what is he thinking about you now, I'll just have to mention that your finances are improving soon. And sometimes that's linked to the love thing that we're looking at, or the emotional thing that we're looking at. So it may be that some of you are joining together and pooling your resources. Maybe you're moving in with someone and you both got houses from different marriages, and you're joining together and buying one yourselves together. But financial improvement is predicted here. And I think, number one, you're about to go on a journey of discovery, where you learn about you, about yourself, about him or her, and you're discovering things that you never really thought were there. And there's some surprises coming for you. Some nice surprises as well. I'll repeat what I said. Somebody's pregnant, possibly two people. I think somebody is having twins. So if your friend's pregnant, check out whether she's having twins. She may not know. There is flirtation in the reading. Are you a bit of a flirt, number one, or is it him or her? They like to be the centre of attention at parties and in pubs and things like that. And they like to be a bit flirtatious. They like to compliment people, but they like to be complimented as well. What we have here the message for me really to you is that you're making things harder than they need to be. You may be worrying about this man or lady unnecessarily. I think things are not quite as bad as you think they are. And I think things are going to grow, and I think you need to start taking a few risks. But as I said, don't be reckless. But if there's something on your mind that you've been wanting to try, go for it, try it. Stay cool, stay relaxed, don't get stressed out, and just try new things, because this person, the question is, what is he thinking about you now? And he is thinking about you now, or she. And I think both of you, not just him or her, but you as well, would like to get this back on track. For some of you, it's lost its way somewhere. And you may have seemed to drift apart a little bit, but that can be, there's nothing here to say it can't be fixed. There's no negatives in the reading, so that's really thrown me. There's no real negatives. And I think you two, if I dare say it, if it's a love thing, number one, I think you two are made for each other. Now, I really am pushing my luck now, but that's what I think it is. For most of you, I'm sticking my neck out. I think you were made for each other. I think there's a connection with you. The energies between you both are very powerful. Sometimes he or she is a bit extinguished, but you can revitalize that. That's a good word, isn't it? They're a bit distant sometimes, or you may be doing the same without knowing it. But I think you two are made for each other. I think the connection there is good. The energies are good. I think your spirit guides are guiding you together, and something that you're doing is pushing you apart a little bit. So you need to get back in, and it's like you're squeezing a spring and you've got to get it in. So you've got to get closer together, and you can. Number one, I'm going to check some oracle cards now, and then we give you your fantastic magic looking numbers that could change your life. You could strike it rich. We do 4 oracle cards. Once again, they've been shuffled. I need glasses for these. And the first one is an earth card. We read these. A tree in a field. Fantastic. The sun going down, I believe. This one is saying to you, number one, give yourself permission to heal and it will come. So do you feel that you need to heal in your heart, in your mind? It's not a physical thing. It's not an illness thing. When the spirits say give yourself permission to heal, I think what they're saying is give yourself a bit of peace. Stop worrying about this connection, because I think it's okay. I don't think it's as bad as you believe it to be. It will be for some of you. Of course, this won't apply to all of you. Take in what does, or ask me questions, or have a private reading with me at davidcharlespsychic.com. But give yourself permission to heal. Give yourself permission to be peaceful and don't worry so much. Stop worrying, and I think everything will turn out all right. Take a few risks, as I said. If you're thinking about trying something new, try it. Don't hesitate anymore. The second one is an air card. Remember doing that with dandelions? He loves me. He loves me not. She loves me. She loves me not. I always got the not. Anyway, just joking. This one's saying to you, number one, have hope. You have the power to make that change, which is what I've been saying. Now make it. That's what it says there. You may not be able to read that, but it does. So this card says, have hope. You have the power to make that change. Now make it. So it's saying to you what I've said to you. Take a chance. Do something different. It's on your mind, or it's been on your mind for a lot of you. What have you been thinking about that you could change in this connection with this man or lady? What is he thinking about you now? I think he's thinking similar to what you are. I think you want this to get closer. And something is making you hesitant. And it doesn't need to be, really. Trust me, you're made for each other. Right, let's do the next one. Sorry if you saw a flash just then. We had a technical problem, so I had to stop the tape for a moment. This one's an earth card. And this one, looking through a lovely crystal. This one says to you, number one, visualization will help you to heal. Again, that word heal, but it doesn't mean necessarily a physical healing. It's the way you feel in your spirit, in your mind, in your soul. See your body bathed in a glow. So I always say to people with this one, in the afternoon, probably lay on the couch, close your eyes, don't fall asleep, and try and visualize your body bathed in a glow. Maybe sunlight or something warm that is bathing you, and it will help you to heal in here. And you can use it for physical healing as well if you're not feeling too good. Imagine yourself in this glow. And with this one, imagine yourself with this man who we're asking, what is he thinking about you, or this lady. If you want to be walking down the aisle with this person, try picturing it in that lovely warm glow, that relaxation. You've got to relax, imagine a warm glow, and picture what you would like to happen. And you can, believe it or not, make it happen. So that card, that oracle card, I'll read it to you one more time. Visualization will help you to heal. See your body bathed in a glow. And you can do that when you're out. You can imagine yourself wrapped in a warm protective shield, a glow coming off you like some spaceman who's protected by a force, a shield of force, a protection shield. It's good for you. Let's do the last oracle card. This one is an air card. Looks like it's been taken from a drone or from an aircraft. I'm glad I wasn't in it. This one says, connect with being who you want to be and the rest will follow. So the question is, number one, who do you want to be? I think it may mean that the spirits are saying that you've been trying to please everyone. You're a generous person, as I mentioned. You're always giving, and now maybe it's time for you to be yourself. To think about yourself. Number one. Think about number one for a change. Be who you want to be, and try, without patronizing you, try not to be something for other people. Be who you are, not what they want you to be. That's what the spirit message is saying from this oracle card for you, which backs up what I've been telling you really. Connect with being who you want to be, and the rest will follow, and good stuff is coming. Now I'm going to give you 6 magic numbers, lucky numbers that could change your life forever. You could strike it rich. Of course, as I always say, if you're going to gamble with these numbers, you must do it responsibly, or they will get me into trouble and yourself. So you may want a pen, or you can always stop the tape. These lucky numbers may be familiar. They could be car number plates, birthdays, anniversaries, wedding dates, divorce dates, the day your children were born. They may not be relevant at all, but write them down anyway. They could change your life. These are special. These were chosen for you by me with my spirit guides earlier before we started filming today. So your first number is number 6, number 9, 19, 23, 37 and 49. Do they seem familiar, any of those? You don't need to use all 6, you can just use a couple of them. 2 or 3 of them. Maybe you're backing a horse, number 6 or something like that. But gamble sensibly. I'll give them you one more time. Number 6, 9, 19, 23, 37 and 49. Those lucky numbers could change your life. If you strike it rich, if you hit the jackpot, let me know below. Please comment below. Don't forget you can ask questions and I'll answer them next time. Love life, money life. I'll read your name out if you want me to, and I'll try and answer them next time for you if you want me to. So stick around. Please subscribe and give me a like. Share me with your friends. Click the bell icon and you'll be notified when I upload new videos every few days usually. And I'll get ready for number 2 now. Remember number 1, think lucky and you will be lucky. Think love and you'll be loved. And I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello. Thank you for sticking with me. If you chose number 2, this one is for you. It's called What Is He Thinking About You Now? A title I do about once a month usually because everybody loves it. And things do change. And people that watch this change. It's not always the same people. So thank you for tuning in. I hope you've subscribed. Thank you if you're a subscriber already. I do really appreciate that. And remember, if you want to ask me any questions, love life, romance, money, career, pop them down below and I'll answer them next time. And I do readings usually every 2 or 3 days. So if I get any questions, I'll answer them live, well, live to me for you. I'll give you your name out if you want me to, or I'll keep it private if you don't want me to. I will answer questions about love, romance, anything you like. Just stick them down below and subscribe if you will. So this number 2 is called What is he thinking about you now? Pick a card reading, a timeless reading. As I mentioned, you could find this reading today, next week, 10 years from now, it makes no difference. You'll find this reading when your spirit guides want you to find it. So if you've chosen this pack, these cards from these hundreds of cards here, there will be, number 2, a message in here for you somewhere. It won't resonate with all of you. Take in what does, ignore what doesn't, or pick another pack. You can have as many as you want. Let's tell you the negatives first. Then I'm going to do some oracle cards for you here to see if they back up what I've told you. And then I'm going to give you 6 magic numbers, lucky numbers, chosen by me before we started filming. And these numbers could change your life forever. You could hit the jackpot. So stick around for your lucky numbers. Don't go without them, please, because they could be very special for you. The negatives first, number 2. Temptation, as depicted by the Major Arcana Devil card. Doesn't always mean that, but it depends what's sticking around with it. But today, as far as I can see, temptation is coming your way. It happens in lots of readings. I'm sure you've had readings of other people, and this will come up quite a lot. It means you may be tempted, number 2, to do something a bit naughty, or to do something you may not normally want to do. But this will affect the man or lady, could be a lady, and what they're thinking about you now. What are they thinking about you now? What is he thinking about you now, or she? Temptation may be linked to this person of interest, we'll call him or her. I believe your temptation is coming. You may be tempted to go back with an ex-boyfriend or ex-husband. You may be tempted to leave somebody and later on regret it. Normally, when temptation is pictured or predicted in the reading, you should avoid it. So if it comes, it's almost like it tests us out to see how we react. I think you're trapped, some of you, number 2. I think some of you are stuck in a rut and you feel imprisoned. And I usually say that's not true, it's just a feeling, but for some of you it could be true today. You may be stuck in a romance that you don't want to be in, or you may be stuck in a romance that you shouldn't be in. That can be that some of you are not being treated very nicely. And if that's the case, I can't tell you to leave, you'll get me shot, but I think you need to do some thinking seriously if you're stuck or you're not being treated nice. I think you're tending, number 2, to ignore things that you should be dealing with in the coming weeks. That could be the temptation. You're not sleeping well, some of you. Some of you get to sleep fine and then you keep waking up in the night with your worries for company. You may be in a crowded room but still feel alone sometimes. You can be with a dozen people and still feel that you're on your own. And that means that you're anxious and you're worried about things. However, these are the negatives first. I always tell you the negatives first. Now we do the positives, because the positives are very positive. There's some important goings on here because you're contacted soon by someone from your past. It could be an old girlfriend and it could be an old lover, but somebody from the past will be in touch soon if they haven't already been. You will know that, number 2. I think you will know what I mean. Or you may be contacting someone from the past, maybe on Facebook or Twitter or something. If that is the case with most readings, and this is no exception, sometimes there is, but the message here is quite clear. If you're contacting an ex, don't do it with a romance in mind because it won't work. You can't go back to a romance from the past usually. If he was just a friend or she, and you want romance now, that's fine. But if you had a romance before with this person, then it's not a good idea to try and do it again because it didn't work the first time. And you've done a lot of things since then. You've probably been with other relationships, so has he or she, and they very rarely work the second time. It may be a cliche, but it's true. But some readings, the opposite is applying, then they'll say go back, but not this one. So if you're contacting someone from your past, and it's an old lover, you can be friends, it's brilliant. Please do. Be kind to each other. But don't try and rekindle a love that was somehow messed up last time. Unless there was a reason like religious differences or family causing problems, then that's slightly different. If you were broken up because of someone else's interference, then you could go back and try it again. Maybe make up for what you missed all that time ago. I think you're stuck in a rut, and I don't think most of you need to be number 2. Some of you are, some of you are not. A lot of you are ignoring things that you need to deal with. So I think that came up in number 1's reading as well. Deal with things as and when they occur. If something needs your attention tomorrow, deal with it tomorrow, because if you don't, it will drive you mad and it will get on your nerves. Let's tell you the positives. I think some of you are quite psychic. I think some of you are linked to the coast or water. Maybe you live by a lake or a river. Not all of you, but a lot of you are coming across as very beautiful, number 2. Now, this doesn't always mean physical beauty, although it often does, but it means you have beauty inside you. And you can't buy that in the shops. You have beauty inside that is radiating out from your eyes, from every part of you. And people see that in you, and they don't know they're seeing it. But there's something about you, number 2, that when you walk into a room, whether you're a man or a lady, it makes no difference. When you walk in a room, something happens that lights the room up. And you can bring peace and tranquility just by your presence. Now, if this is not you, number 2, it's someone you know. Or someone you will know. Does it ring any bells? Somebody that walks around like almost like an angel on this life, in this lifetime. They can walk into a room and just their presence brings peace and serenity and tranquility, which is fantastic. But if it's you, number 2, then you are very, very special indeed, because this doesn't come up very often. Now, you have some good things here. For a start off, there's either a brand new lover for you, or an existing love is becoming new again. You're rekindling an existing love. Maybe your husband and you have been a bit distant, and you're rekindling the romance. Maybe this man or lady we're looking at, and you have become a bit distant. You're rekindling it like you're brand new again, like the day you first looked into each other's eyes. And you realized that you are in love. And I love a good love story. But this is really what's coming through. There's a celebration here that could be a wedding. It could be a birthday. It could be Christmas. Depends when you watch this. It's being filmed in February, but you may watch it in the middle of the summertime. As I said, it's a timeless reading. Doesn't matter when you watch it, but there's a celebration coming up. A few glasses of wine, maybe champagne, a few glasses of pop. There's a celebration coming up. Maybe it's linked to your lucky numbers I'm going to give you soon, so don't miss them, because they could help you hit the jackpot. But there's a celebration in this reading and reasons to be cheerful. Could be a wedding, could be a christening, an anniversary, somebody having a baby perhaps. But there's good stuff here. There's new starts. There's all sorts of things. All you have to do, number 2, is resist temptation. Going back to something negative I missed earlier, your stress levels are too high. That comes up in lots of readings. That's the way the world we live in. So you need to get your stress levels down as well. I think that's why I'm picking up that you're not sleeping too good. So you're not to stay stuck in a rut. If you feel trapped by something, please try to move. Do what you need to do. I can't tell you what to do because I'll get into trouble, but if you're being trapped by something or some person and you're not being treated properly, then do something about it, if you can. It's not always easy. If you want a private reading with me on the telephone from anywhere in the world, go to my website, davidcharlespsychic.com, and you can book me on there. And if I'm not free, one of the team that work for me will help you, and they are the best. I only employ the best. If they're not the best, they don't get in my team. That's davidcharlespsychic.com. Now then, let's do some oracle cards and see if they back up what I've been telling you, and then your lucky numbers. And we'll do 4 oracle cards, and just making sure I haven't missed anything. I really believe, just to repeat myself, that your love life is about to become very, very powerful indeed. Very powerful. If it hasn't already done so. If it's the man or lady we're looking at, what is he thinking about you now? Then he's thinking about you with passion, is thinking about you with love and desire. Love, passion and desire. You can't beat a good love story, and this is one of them. Oracle cards. This one looks like an earth card. Let's get the glasses. Have to read these. Right. It looks like dandelions in a field. I'm not sure what that is. This one's saying to you, number 2, healing will begin with the food on your plate. Make wise choices. This is symbolic, of course. Healing means healing in your soul, not physical, which happened with number 1 as well. But begins with the food on your plate, which means what you've got now. As they say, you've got enough on your plate. That's what it means. It means what's happening in your life right now, not what you've literally got on your plate. And it's saying to you, make wise choices. Now this is backing up what I said. If you're trapped, even if you're trapped in something lovely, but you feel trapped, do something about it if you can. I won't say leave or whatever, but you'll know what to do. You need to make a change if you're unhappy. But you need to choose what it is. So let's tell you this again. Healing will begin with the food on your plate, what you've already got, not looking for something else. Make wise choices. So if you're going to make choices, give them careful consideration, number 2. Think about what you're doing. Consider it overnight at least, and then do it. You heard it here first. Let's try another one. This is an air card. Birds flying somewhere over a river by the looks of it. This one says to you, number 2, someone from your past, we got that earlier. Someone from your past has a solution to your need. Think about who it could be. So this may not be that you want to go back to a lover from the past, but they may have the solution that you need. They may hold the answers to your questions. So if you were with someone long ago and you were split up because of religious differences, or your mother didn't like him, or his mother didn't like you, or anything like that, they may hold the answer to your questions. It's all over this reading that you're going to be contacted by someone from the past, or you'll be doing it yourself. So check them out, maybe on Facebook or somewhere like that. As I said, don't go back into a love affair unless you were broken up by someone else. If you're broken up because of yourselves, no point going back. If you were broken up because someone forced it to happen, then they shouldn't have done that, and you can give it another go. Let's try another one. A water card this time. Oh, that's nice. A lily. On a pond. This one says, lovely picture, a fresh start is coming with new opportunities. Nature your ideas. Yeah, nature your ideas. A fresh start is coming with new opportunities. As I said, if you're trapped, get out of it. There's your fresh start with new opportunities. Looks like an exciting time, number 2, especially for love, passion and desire. This person, whoever we're thinking about, what is he thinking about you now, is thinking love, passion and desire. It's great. That's not always the case. One more earth card, then we do the lucky numbers. An earth card, yeah, I said. I'm not sure what that is. Looks like the moon over a tree. Or is it the earth? Another earth over the tree. Or is it Photoshop? It's one of those things. This one says to you, this isn't what you expected to happen, but trust that it's part of the plan. So, if this has all taken you by surprise, and for some of you it will have done, it's all part of the plan from the powers of the universe, from your spirit guides, from my spirit guides, and they are now going to give you some lucky numbers. You may want to get a pen. These lucky numbers can be used on lotteries, casinos, raffles, whatever you're doing. You don't need to use all 6. I'm going to give you 6 of them. You may use a couple of them. You may use all of them. They may be familiar. They may be wedding dates, birthdays, anniversaries, divorce days. It could be anything like that. These numbers could be very important. And I'll tell you what they are now if you've got a pen, or you can always pause the video. And they are number 9, 23, 33, 38, 40 and 41. These were chosen by me with my spirit guides before we started filming this evening. Do they mean anything to you? Are they ringing any bells? Or are they just random numbers? But they're important. These could help you hit the jackpot. I'll give them you again. Number 9, 23, 33, 38, 40 and 41. Remember, you must if you're gambling, you must gamble responsibly. Don't get doing it daft, or you'll get both of us into trouble. Let me know if you hit the jackpot. Remember, if you want to ask me any questions about your love life, money, career, anything you like, pop them down there and I'll answer them next time. Live on air for you. Well, live when I do it, but I'll call your name out if you want me to. I'll keep it secret if you don't. And you don't need to use your own name, of course. So any questions you want to ask, put them down there and I'll answer them next time, as long as I don't get too many, of course. So, it's been fantastic reading for you from here in beautiful North Devon in England. My name's David Charles, International Psychic Medium. Please consider subscribing. I'm trying to get 1,000 subscribers and we're getting that way, getting nearer anyway. Give me a like if you like it, share me with your friends and click the bell icon and you'll get notified when I upload new videos. Usually every few days, depends what's going on, of course. These are strange times. So thank you so much. And remember, number 2, think lucky and you will be lucky. Think love and you will be loved. And I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello again. Thank you for staying with me. If you chose number 3, this one is for you. It's called, what is he thinking about you now? Or what is she thinking about you? Could be a woman, could be a lady, could be a bloke. One of my most popular readings. I do this about once a month usually because people love it and things can change, and so of course the people watching can change. So this is a timeless reading. What is he thinking about you now? Means you can find it today, tomorrow, next year, 10 years from now. You'll find this reading, number 3, when your spirit guides want you to find it. So the time is not important. And if you chose these from all these hundreds of cards here, there will be a message or two in here for you somewhere. So today, remember, I'm going to invite you to ask questions down below for me to answer next time. I do videos every few days and I'll answer them for you right on here on the camera. Put your name there if you want it on. If not, keep it secret. You don't have to use your real name, but anything you want to ask, love life, money, career, pop them down below and I'll answer them for you next time, as long as I don't get too many. We'll see, we might not get any. So I'm going to tell you the negatives first here. And then we do all the good stuff, the lovey-dovey stuff, the surprises at the end. Then we sift the oracle cards, back them up, there they are. And then, the best thing of all, I'm going to give you 6 magic lucky numbers chosen by me with my spirit guides before we came to film this tonight. And these lucky numbers could change your life for the better. You could hit the jackpot. You could win the lottery. You could win at a casino. As I always say, if you're going to gamble with these lucky numbers, do it sensibly, responsibly, or you'll get us all into trouble. But don't go away without your lucky numbers. They could change your life, really, and they have been known to as well. Very successful. So, let's see the negatives first. Thank you to all my subscribers, by the way. I do appreciate you subscribing, being part of our lovely family from all over the world. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. The negatives in your reading, what is he thinking about you? Well, I've got straight away here, somebody that can't be trusted. I hope it's not him or her, but I've got a feeling it's to do with him or her, but it could be someone that they know. It could be a friend of theirs, or it could be their wife or their husband. But there's somebody around you who's not to be trusted, who's somebody who's may have let you down in the past. This could be linked to your work, but I believe it's more likely to be linked to this person who, of course, could work with you anyway. Could be your partner in a business, but this person, this man or woman, what is he thinking about you now? The answer is, I don't think he or she's quite sure what they want. I think they're the sort of person that keeps changing their minds. A bit like me, I do that a lot. But they seem to be hot and cold sometimes. That's unusual. We don't get that a lot in these readings. So we'll come back to that in a minute, but what is he thinking about you now? The answer is he is thinking about you now at this very moment. In fact, he thinks about you all the time. He or she, could be a girl, of course, depends what you're into or what you like. But let's tell you the negatives. I think you've been hurt before, number 3. I think someone's hurt you in the past. Could be at work, it could be your parents when you were a kid, but somebody, I believe it's romantic, somebody romantically has hurt you in the past. You've been through it, you've been through romantic problems, as most people have, of course, but this is coming through in the reading quite strongly, so it may be that you're being defensive, and your defensiveness may be sort of pushing this person away. And I don't think you want to do that. I don't think you mean to do that. But you may be pushing them away without really realizing it. And I think that's why they're not very decisive. They don't really know what you want either. So you're both a bit all over the place. This won't apply to all of you, as I said. Take in what resonates, ignore what doesn't, or choose a different stack. You can have as many as you want. But I believe that this person is considering changing the way things are going, and I think it's a good idea as well. I think they're going to come up with an offer for you. You've got things that they like. This man or lady looks at you and thinks they think you're clever for a start off. They think you're intelligent, although you may not believe you are, but they think you are, and I think you are. And I think they're looking at you with, well, fond eyes, loving eyes. I think they're thinking about how clever you are. They're thinking about how sincere you are. I think one of the reasons why you are sincere, number 3, is because you've been let down in the past, as I said, and you don't want to be like people that do that. At the moment, this reading indicates a pause. As I always say, like when you pause your video recorder, your DVD player, whatever it is, your games console, it's a pause. PlayStation, is it? Something like that. Your life is in a pause at the moment. You're waiting for things to happen, and it's getting on your nerves a bit. So, if it is, fear not, because things are about to change. I think the pause is happening because underneath there are undercurrents of goings on. So although it may seem like nothing's happening, things are happening under the surface that you may not be aware of. And I think there's undercurrents of special things that you're not expecting. Surprises, that's the word, surprises. I think this person's got some surprises up his sleeve or her sleeve. I think they're thinking about how to spring it on you. I think they're nervous about doing it in case it puts you off, and I don't think it will put you off, but that's what they may be thinking. So it's like a kind of romance. If it's a romance we're looking at, for a lot of you it will be. It's a kind of romance that's a bit dithery. You're dithering all over the place. And it's nice, it's fascinating, but eventually you're going to have to make things move because you're in this pause situation. I think the man we're looking at, or the lady, is quite a solid, reliable person. I think they're the sort of person you can trust. I don't think they're flirtatious. They may be married, they may have a wife, they may have a husband, but as far as I can see, they're yours in the future. Whether that's right or wrong, they are yours if you want them. But I think you're both dithering around this, and it's causing this pause where nothing's going on, and it's getting on your nerves, and it may be getting on their nerves as well. But soon, this person, who I said and repeat, you can trust. If they say they're going to do something for you, they'll do it. If they say they'll be there for you, they will be there for you. And that will apply if you're together 30 years from now. There'll always be someone solid, reliable, a bit like a rock, like Princess Diana said. But he will be your rock, or she will be your rock. I do pick up a child in this reading, at least one. There could be several. It could be that he has some children, or one child, or you do, or you're having them together. But the children, in nearly every reading, the children bring happiness. They're not negative. They can cause fights, of course, in divorce rows and custody battles. They can cause problems and arguments, but that's not the children's fault. That's the parents' fault. And any children around you that end up around you will bring happiness. Take it from me. I pick up at least one little girl. I pick up animals, horses, dogs, cats. So the children like that kind of stuff. And I think a lot of you do as well, number 3. And I think what you have here, the best bit is that you're being made an offer by this person soon. They want you to do something for them. It could be a proposal. It could be asking you to move properties or move in with them or go away with them somewhere. It's important. It's not just a flippity thing. They've got something up their sleeve soon, so they're thinking about you. And the main message here is, number 3, that your luck is about to change dramatically for the better. Good luck is predicted. Trust me, and good luck in readings from the spirit world will come in the form of offers and opportunities. So they're not always automatic. You need to spot this coming. So something will pop up and you'll think, I'm going to have a go at this, and it will change your luck for the better. If not, you'll miss it and you'll ring me or contact me and say, I got it wrong, but I won't get it wrong. You need to spot it coming. So watch out for things that can change your fortunes for the better. Try not to miss them. Otherwise you'll look back in a few years and think, if only I'd done that. But you need to see it and spot it and use your intuition to know what it is that's going to do this. But your luck will change dramatically for the better, and you'll go on a run of luck that could last quite a while. I think you've got new beginnings. I think you've got happier times coming, and they're linked to this person that's thinking about you. I think they're going to make an offer or a suggestion soon. Let me know in the comments below. Please ask questions, as I mentioned. I'll answer them next time. Pop your name there if you want to read it out, and I'll say John from Middlesex or Susan from New York. I'll answer your questions on this camera next time, and I usually make videos every few days. If you don't want me to mention your name, just say so. And if you want me to read for you on the telephone from anywhere in the world, go to my website, davidcharlespsychic.com, and you can book me on there. And I'll read for you from anywhere you like. And if you can't get me, if I'm busy, one of the team that work for me will help you, and I only employ the very best. And my team are the elite. If they're not good, they don't get in my team. So that's davidcharlespsychic.com. I'm trying to think if I've missed anything out. I don't think I have. I mentioned the person could make an offer to you. There could actually be two offers. So there may be, for some of you, a second person. Are you looking at two men here or two ladies? Number 3. Are we looking at two people? I think for some of you we are. The children are important, or the child is important. Even if they're grown up, they're still children as far as you're concerned, of course, and he or she. Watch out who you trust. Expect new beginnings. Watch out for something that could change your fortune. It could be these lucky numbers I'm going to give you, by the way. They can make you rich if you do it properly with them. But you must be responsible. Now I'm going to use some oracle cards now, 4 of them, and see if they back up what I've told you. Then we do the lucky numbers. So don't go away. You might need the glasses for these, David. There we are. First one's an air card. They've all been shuffled. Oh, I love that. Balloons and a lighthouse. What about that? Would you like to fly my beautiful balloon? Meditate, says to you, number 3. Meditate on your decision and the right answer will come to you. Trust it. So if you're thinking of making a decision, meditate on it. As I said to number 2, maybe lay on the settee, lay on the carpet, lay on the bed, don't go to sleep, meditate. Concentrate on the decision you need to make, and the meditation will help you to make it. And I hope this reading will help you to make it as well. So just read that again. Meditate on your decision and the right answer will come to you. Trust it. So it's saying trust your inner vision, trust your own psychic ability, number 3. Obviously you've got some, which everybody has, but they often don't realise it. Everyone's got some psychic ability. It's a thing that our ancestors had, and it faded off because people started not watching it. Because things got too technical, didn't they? So trust your inner vision, number 3. Meditate on decisions and the right answers will come to you. Let's go to another one. It's another air card. Was that an air card? Yeah. This one, oh, more birds. Birds flying in front of the sun. Interesting photograph. This one says to you, number 3, once you acknowledge your self-worth, your confidence will soar. Have you been doubting your self-worth? Have you been lacking in confidence lately, number 3? Because you never used to be like that. I think you need to sort it out. You need to believe in yourself, believe that you're special, because you are, trust me, and your self-worth and your confidence will come back. You need to be confident. Look in the mirror, see the beauty there, not just the physical beauty, the beauty from in the heart. Look into your own eyes sometimes. Get your confidence back. Believe in yourself, acknowledge you're worth something. This is so important if you've lost your confidence. And your confidence will soar if you believe in your self-worth. Let's do another one, another air card. They're all air cards. This one's saying, oh, look at the lightning there. I'm sure you can see that. Depends how big your mobile is, or your phone or computer, I suppose. It says, let go of the negative people in your life. They don't deserve your effort. What about that? Are you surrounded by negative people? Number 3. Let them go. Don't hurt them, because you'll get karma. Just let them go. They're not worth your effort. That's what the spirits are saying to you. That's what the reading points out to you. Let go of negative people. Let go of negative people in your life. They don't deserve your effort. Negative people, as I often say, if they're negative all the time, they'll bring you down. They'll make you down, they'll make you fed up, and they could make you depressed, but that's a strong word. But they can. Negative people can bring you down, and you, especially if your confidence is low, you don't need them around you, really. One more card, another air card. Strange, that is. Oh, we're above the clouds here. What about that? Good photograph. This one says, distract yourself with creative pursuits and the inspiration you seek will find you. Are you creative? Number 3. Do you have any hobbies that are creative? Photography, art, something like that? Charity work? Painting, knitting, sewing, ironing? Is that a skill? I think it is. Distract yourself with a creative pursuit. Maybe take up something new. And the inspiration you seek will find you. Music, maybe? Perhaps you're learning to play the piano like I am. Don't half hurt your fingers. So, distract yourself with a creative pursuit and inspiration you seek will find you. These oracle cards are backed up what I've told you today. Now I'm going to give you some lucky numbers. These lucky numbers could change your life for the better forever. Remember, if you're going to gamble with them, you must do it responsibly. You might want to get a pen or you can pause the video. But I'm going to give you 6 lucky numbers that may be familiar. They may be birthdays, wedding days, car number plates, addresses you've lived at, divorce dates, birth of your children dates. They may mean nothing, but they are important. Trust me, they were chosen by me with my spirit guides before we started filming this evening in beautiful North Devon in England, by the way. Gorgeous place. Now, the numbers for you are number 2, number 4, 14, 31, 36 and 44. Do they ring any bells, number 3? Remember, gamble safely if you're gambling. I'll give you one more time. 2, 4, 14, 31, 36 and 44. These numbers could change your life. If you hit the jackpot, please tell me down below. If they mean something to you, please comment below. I answer all my comments anyway. Lovely to hear from you. And thank you if you've subscribed, and if you haven't, please consider doing so. Be part of our lovely family of people from all over the world. You can join our little group, and I'll upload videos every few days usually. This one was a bit late because the things have been going wrong with this state of the world at the moment. And I hope you found this reading interesting, and I hope it helps you. It's lovely reading for you wherever you may be in this beautiful world. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, click the bell icon. What's all the other stuff? Share me with your friends. What else? Click like if you like it. And thank you so much. Remember, number 3, think lucky and you will be lucky. Think love and you'll be loved. And I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello again. Thank you for staying with me. If you chose number 4, this one's for you. And this is called, What Is He Thinking About You Now? The title I do about once a month because everyone loves it. And of course people change, the people watching change. So it's always a popular title. What is he thinking about you now? Or she. Could be what is she thinking about you now? This is a pick a card reading. And it's a timeless reading, which means you can find it today, next week, next year, or 10 years from now. It makes no difference. You'll find this reading when your spirit guides want you to find it. And if you chose number 4, from all of these hundreds of cards, there will be a meaning in here for you somewhere, or more than one. So stick with me. After we've done this reading, I'm going to do some oracle cards to see if they back up what I've told you. And then I'm going to give you 6 lucky numbers, magic lucky numbers, chosen by me with my spirit guides just for you, before we started reading. These numbers could change your life forever. You could hit the jackpot. So stick around for your lucky numbers, don't go anywhere. And if you're going to gamble with them, gamble responsibly, okay? You won't need to gamble much because they're lucky numbers. Okay, let's tell you the negatives. I'm going to tell you the negatives first. What is he thinking about you now? What is she thinking about you now? Get rid of the negatives, then we do all the nice stuff at the end, the surprises. So stick with me. Let's get the negatives out of the way. The first negative here is a woman. Now, if you're a woman, there's a woman around you who's nasty, spiteful and naughty. If you're a man, there's a man around you the same. So it depends what you are or what sex you are watching this. Somebody around you who is jealous, spiteful. It could be this person's wife, or it could be this person's husband if it's a lady. But somebody's got it in for you, I'm afraid. And this won't apply to all of you, so don't get paranoid, but it will apply to some of you. Take in what resonates here, ignore what doesn't, or pick another pack. You can have as many as you want. But for most of you, a lot of you, there's somebody around who's nasty. There could be more than one of them, and they could be very spiteful and not looking at your best interest. But it's not all negative. This is the negatives first. I'll tell you the good stuff in a minute. The second negative, number 4, is your stress levels. They're high. They've been high for the other 3 readings, but yours are stupidly high. Your stress levels, I reckon, are about 8 out of 10, and that's not good. So something is causing stress, and it's almost certainly linked to this question, what is he thinking about you now? Or what is she thinking about you now? There is a child in the reading for some of you, at least one, there could be several. Not for all of you, but some of you. The child in the reading, if it's a young child, the child will help your stress levels go down. So bear that in mind when they're getting on your nerves, but they can help your stress levels go down, as much as kids can make them go up, of course. You also have a yin and yang imbalance. I'm sure you know what yin and yang is, often mentioned by acupuncturists. Credited with the Chinese, but acupuncture is actually Egyptian. There are pictures of acupuncture in the pyramids. But your yin and yang are the energies that flow through all of us, like when you put a plug on an electrical appliance, positive red wires and green wire, different coloured wires, positive and negative. If these energies are out of balance, it's going to make you feel stressed, which I said earlier. Your stress levels are high, your yin and yang's out of balance, which makes your stress levels worse, and that makes your yin and yang worse. So you end up with a vicious cycle. So that needs to be sorted out. So that's the negatives, I think. In fact, that is all the negatives. As far as this person, what is he thinking about you? What is she thinking about you? I believe this person has been causing you some stress. A lot of you, not all of you. But the same person could bring your stress levels back down. And that's predicted here. Your stress levels are about to plummet. They're going to get better. Things are going to get better soon. But you could do with speeding it up, really. If you can get your stress levels down, number 4, do so. Do what you like to do to relax, your hobbies. Chill out, take a hot bath, get in the jacuzzi, go for a swim, whatever it is. Go for a walk on the beach if you can. Go for a walk anywhere if you can, as long as it's safe. But your stress levels will come down. If you're in competition for this man, in other words, 2 people are after him, or he has an ex-wife or a wife, as long as you don't hurt anybody, because you'll get karma, of course, as long as you don't hurt anyone, you will win the competition to get this man into your life. If you play your cards right. If there's any kind of competition going on, it could be at work. If you're competing at work for promotion, you should be winning that because your earthly life is good as well. If you sort out your yin and yang problems, which also affects your sleeping patterns, by the way, and your eating patterns, once you sort that out, I think you will get exactly what you want. And this person, this man or lady, for a lot of you, is seeming a bit indifferent at the moment. That doesn't mean that they are. They're putting on this act, some of them, or in the future months and weeks and months, they're putting on this act to give off the impression they're not that bothered, but they are bothered. Trust me. And especially if it's a girl, they're more bothered than you think they are. And they're bothered about you and they think about you, although they don't always give it away. I can't tell you exactly what they're their plans are, but I do know it involves improvement in this relationship. There is a connection between you. There's high energy impact coming between you. There are messages that you need to sort things out and get together, because you could be living in the same house but still be not as together as you should be. You could be sleeping in the same bed but still be not together as you should be. That doesn't mean that all of you are. We may be talking about someone that's married to someone else. A girl or a chap is one or the other, obviously, but it doesn't matter what it is. It could be a man or a lady, but your stress levels are going to go down. You're going to get what you deserve. I think you've got advice coming from an older person. Most of you, it will be an older man, could be your dad or a father figure or an old uncle. It's somebody you turn to for advice. For some of you, it'll be a lady, but there's an older person around, a mature person who gives advice, gives good advice. Listen to it. Don't think, oh, it's only them. You listen to it, they know what they're talking about. Well, if you want a full reading with me on the phone, of course, go to my website, davidcharlespsychic.com, and you can book me from anywhere in the world on there, and I'll read for you on the phone. If you can't get me, if I'm busy, then one of the team that work for me will help you, and I only employ the best. My team are the elite. So my team will help you if I'm not free. That's davidcharlespsychic.com. I don't know if I mentioned earlier, but I'm inviting you to ask questions now for my next reading down there below. If you want to ask about your love life, money, career, ask down there and I'll answer them in the next reading on this thing live here. It won't be live when you see it, but it'll be live when I do it. And you don't have to mention your name if you don't want to. If you do, I'll read it out. It could be John from New York. It could be Sybil from London. But I'll read them out and I'll try and help you with any questions you like. Doesn't matter. Put them down there. Please subscribe and click the like button if you like it. Let me tell you your positives. The messages for you, number 4, are this. As far as this man, what they think about you, or lady, is concerned, I believe that you're going to get what you want. Now, I'm not sure what you want is what you should want, but I think that's what you're going to get. In other words, your wish is coming true soon. Now, what you have to do now is make sure that your wish is something that's right, because if the person is married and you're breaking up a marriage, then you may get some karma. I'm not saying you are, but if you're a direct cause of a breakup, you may get some karma later on. So try not to hurt anybody, but I don't think that'll apply to many of you. I think what you have here, if they're married, they're already on the verge of packing it in anyway, and divorcing and all that stuff. If they're living with somebody, the same applies. But I believe you're going to get what you wish for. Watch out for this dodgy lady, or 2 of them, or 3 of them. There could be a team of them who are very nasty. They could be his mother, his mother-in-law, or her mother, mother-in-law, or relatives, or someone else they've been seeing that's jealous of you. Somebody about, it's quite big in the reading. But the rest of it, I think you'll win. If it's a battle going on, if it's a competition to win this man or lady's affection, you're going to be the winner. But as I said, it doesn't mean that you should be. If you're doing something that could hurt people, you need to consider what your next move will be. But that won't apply to many of you. I think most of you are heading for each other anyway. And if they're leaving their wife, I think a lot of them are going to do that anyway. So it won't apply to all of you, as I keep saying. But your lucky numbers may help you with this. So stick around with them, because they could make you hit the jackpot. Don't miss your lucky numbers. Before the lucky numbers, I'm going to do 4 oracle cards and see if they back up what I've told you today. Where's the glasses? I need my bike for this. The first one, and these been shuffled. This is an earth card. Oh, lovely. I love that one. Canada, maybe? The Rocky Mountains somewhere? Beautiful. This one says to you, number 4, your struggles will end when you start trying to be happy instead of right. As I said, you may not be right. Some of you, this romance may not quite be right, but you need to consider that. But your struggles will end when you start trying to be happy instead of trying to be right. You'll know what that means. I can't tell you what that means for every one of you, because you're all different. But you need to remember that you deserve to be happy. You deserve to be happy, number 4. Your struggle will end when you start trying to be happy, okay? Instead of always trying to be right. Because you can't always be right. I can, because I'm the UK's leading psychic, but of course I'm joking. Anyway, let's do number 2, a fire card. Who would set fire to a rose? I don't think I'd do that. But it's only a symbol, isn't it? This card says to you, this fire card, number 4, see the light within yourself and everyone else will too. See the light within yourself. In other words, a bit like, I think number 3 it was, number 2, you need to see the qualities that you have and stop hiding in the corner, on the shelf. You have a light inside you that will come from your eyes will light up. Look in the mirror, you'll see what I mean. You've got a light inside that brightens up the room when you walk into it. People like you around, whether you think so or not, they will do, as long as you believe in yourself. If you don't have confidence, people pick it up. They don't know they're doing it, but they pick it up. But I think if you believe in the light that shines within you, number 4, you've got it made. You really have. And this person is thinking about you. That's the name of the reading. What is he thinking about you, or she? They're thinking the same as I'm thinking, that they want to be with you. Whether you can make that happen is not 100%, but I think for most of you it's going to happen. And I think for most of you it's going to bring supreme happiness, really good happiness, with 1 or 2 exceptions. As I said, it can't apply to all of you, of course. You can always get a full reading with me on the phone, davidcharlespsychic.com. Let's do another one, an earth card. Do 4 of these. Oh, a butterfly. A butterfly on clover, or landing on some clover. Now then, this one says, good things will happen when you give yourself some of the love you give to others. That means you're a loving person. Number 4, you're giving love to others, and it's time to give some to yourself. The whole thing has a theme. Have you noticed? This reading has a theme about self-worth, about self-confidence, and it's telling me that this is a big deal for you. You need, I think number 2 had this, you need to build up your self-confidence. It does come up in lots of readings, because people have readings sometimes because they've lost their confidence. You need to build your self-confidence up, number 4. You've got some good stuff going on. Good things will happen when you give yourself some of the love you give to others. Give yourself some love. Love yourself. You're special. Remember, you are special. One more oracle card, a fire card. Somebody lit lots of candles on the ocean. How about that? Photoshop maybe? It looks good anyway. This one says to you, number 4, see the energy of love in all its forms, such as angels, auras and visions. Now that's telling me that you're going through a psychic period at the moment, or you're about to. So watch out for dreams. Remember your dreams, write them down, especially if they're repetitive. Watch out for daydreams. Watch out for coincidences that may be premonitions, not coincidences. They're not always coincidences. See the energy of love in all things, in all its forms. Angels, auras and visions. Angels will bring love. They're around you all the time. Don't ever doubt that. Your angels are there. You can speak to them. They may not be able to answer you, but they can hear you. So speak to your guides. Speak to your angels. And you'll know who they are, I'm sure. Now then, I'm going to use some lucky numbers. These lucky numbers could change your life forever. Forever. I'll repeat. I have to repeat this. If you're going to gamble these numbers, you must do it responsibly. Otherwise you'll get me into trouble and yourself. So, there are 6 lucky numbers. You may recognise them. They may be birthdays. They may be anniversaries. Car number plates you had. Addresses. Divorce dates, marriage dates, birth dates. These numbers may mean nothing, but they are special. They were chosen by me with my spirit guides before we started filming tonight in beautiful North Devon in England. Welcome to England, by the way. Right by the sea, nearly by the sea anyway. You can hear it when it's windy. Your lucky numbers, need the glasses again. Number 4 are 11, 14, 26, 27, 31 and 39. Do they ring any bells? Let's do them again. 11, 14, 26, 27, 31 and 39. These numbers could help you hit the jackpot. Tell me down below if they do. Please comment below. I answer all my comments. Please consider subscribing to my channel, especially if you want to ask questions next time. We're trying to get 1,000 subscribers. You could be one of our lovely family. I love all of my subscribers and I thank them all so much for bothering to watch my videos. And click the bell icon so you get notified when I upload new videos. Give me a like if you like it and tell your friends about me on Facebook and all that lot. So it's been fantastic reading for you. I hope you found this interesting. It's positive. It looks brilliant. This person is thinking about you. That's what the name of the reading is. And remember, number 4, think lucky and you will be lucky. Think love and you will be loved. And I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye.